Hi, my friends. Today I'm going to introduce some new words to you that maybe you've heard before, but we're going to learn now how to use them correctly in sentences in our math talk. Okay? The first word I'm going to teach you is the word array. I'll write it right here so you can see how it's spelled. Array. Okay, so an array is when objects are in equal rows and equal columns. Okay, so a row is when objects are lined up from side to side, from left to right. So this right here would be a row. Okay, a column a column, this word says column, a column is when objects are arranged up and down. So these are columns, okay? So this picture that we see right here has 2 rows. And how many columns are there? There are 10 columns. So if I were to ask you, how are these dots arranged? A quick way you could tell me that I would understand would be 2 rows of 10. Okay? Is there a way we can figure out how many dots are here total without going through and counting by ones? You or I told you that there are 2 rows oops, of 10. So we have 2 rows and each row has 10 dots in it. So how can we figure out without counting by ones how many total dots there are? This connects exactly to what we've been doing the last 2 or 3 days, right? We can count by twos all the way down the 10 rows. We can go 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Okay? Or if you wanted to, you could count 10, 20. Okay? Count the columns instead of the rows. What would you say if I asked you how these dots are arranged? If it were me, I would say there are 2 columns with 10 dots in each column, right? A column goes up and down, 1 column, 2 columns, right? And if we look at just this first column, we see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is in one column. And we know this is an array because they're in equal columns and equal rows. So, how can we figure out how many dots are in total? We can count our columns, right? 10 and 10 is 20. 2 columns of 10 equal 20 dots total. Oops, move back one. Okay. I would like you to pause the video if you want some more time to think about it, but how would you describe these dots? Remember our words, rows and columns. How many rows are there? We remember that a row goes side to side. So I see 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. How many dots are in each row? There's 5, right? There's 4 rows of 5. So instead of counting by ones, what I'm going to do is I am going to count the 5 dots in each row 4 times since there's 4 of the rows. So I'm going to go 5, 10, 15, 20. And we solved that there are 20 dots in total. All right, one more. Remember your words rows or columns? How would you explain how the dots are arranged? This time, I see that there are 5 rows, and each of the rows have 4 dots in them. So you could say that there are 4 columns of 5, or you could say there's 5 rows of 4 dots. Okay, it's up to you how you want to say it. But this is just a flip, right? Here we had 4 rows of 5 dots. Now we have 5 rows of 4 dots. What do you think the total is going to be? The total will probably be the same thing, right? Our dots are just arranged in a different type of array. Let's count by 4s all the way down. 4, 8, 12, 16, and 20, right? Or if you wanted to, you could have counted your columns of 5, 5, 10, 15, 20. Okay? So what have we learned? We have learned that if you have the same number of rows and columns but just switch them, the number of dots doesn't change.